From the unknown to the stars, from the couch to the car, from the unheralded and the unheard, to the legends and beyond, it's where we all belong. Yes, this is where it all starts. From every genre, from every plane, this is where the music's played. So tune right in, won't you bring a friend? This is where it all begins. Welcome to the show, let the music flow of every style and creed. And you can bet your socks that ETX rocks, ETX rocks.
Hey guys, Boston Chris here with the #1 resource for independent music in Northeast Texas. It's the ETX Rock Show, and this is episode number 309 featuring Luke LaPrade, all the way from Grand Saline, Fruitvale, Wills Point, because you can't pick one, right?
Yeah. Well, if you walk out of my driveway and you take 2 steps left, you're in Fruitvale. And if you take 2 steps right, you're in Grand Saline. But my mom and them live in Wills Point, so I was raised in Wills Point too.
Okay. So you just claim everywhere.
East Texas, man.
Yeah, East Texas.
I'm from everywhere.
And Luke did bring his guitar. We actually live streamed a portion of this with him today for the first time ever. If you want to see our live streams in the future, you can do that at twitch.tv/Boston Chris Gaming. That's where you can go for that. Hit the follow button over there. We're going to do a lot of our behind the scenes stuff over there. Of course, I also game, so you'll get that stuff too.
Hey.
But you'll get both. But Luke played all 3 of his songs live for that audience. The first song you did for us was No Happy Endings. Tell us a little bit about the backstory for this one.
So No Happy Endings, my good friend James White, I called him up and said, hey, let's write us some tunes. And he's always got the same answer. It's always yes.
Yeah,
like, let's do it. So he comes over and I just wrote, before he got there, I'd already wrote about 3 songs. So I was like, well, I'm all out of ideas. So I asked him, I said, what kind of ideas you got, man? I'm burned out. And he said, well, I've got this idea of, singing a song about directions to my house, but instead of, First Avenue and whatnot, it's left on Depressed and right on Heartbroke. And I was like, that's a great idea. But we're going to cut out the Heartbroke part and the Depressed. And,
I like how you did that, but you changed what the words were.
I liked his idea and I liked his words. And like I said, it was a 50-50. I think we got about half of it wrote and he had to head home. And I finished the other half, but it really was a good piece of work between 2 people. I think it's probably my favorite co-write. I don't co-write a lot. I love to co-write, but I don't co-write a whole lot. And I feel like someone will throw out a line and I'll completely change it. And I feel really bad, but it's like
co-writes can be like that sometimes too.
I kind of like to do it my way.
Yeah. But guys, for the very first time here in the ETX Rocks living room, it's Luke LaPrade live and unplugged with No Happy Endings. Y'all check it out.
Look at me now. Look how my life has turned. How the mighty all fall. Look at these bridges that I've burned. I used to live down yonder where the grass was always green. If you care to find me, I reside now in a town of shattered dreams. Turn left on regrets, turn right on I was wrong. When you get to the split, why hell am I always stoned? Go on a few more miles until you're well past all alone. When you see no happy endings, welcome home. If you happen to break down somewhere along the way, misery loves company. Tell her you're a friend to me. She's traveling down these roads at all time of the day. She'll get you here eventually, but there'll be a price to pay. You turn left on regrets, turn right on I was wrong. But when you get to the split, why hell am I always stoned? Go on a few more miles until you're well past all day long. But when you reach no happy ending, welcome home. When you get here, I will call you with open arms. Don't worry, my friend, I'll do you no harm. So turn left on regrets, turn right on I was wrong. When you get to the split, why the hell am I always stoned? Go on a few more miles until you're well past all day long. And when you see no happy endings, welcome home.
All right, so we are back again. It's episode 309. We're on the 9th episode of season 4 already. Unbelievable stuff. And Luke and I have been friends on Facebook for quite a while. And Luke had reached out to us, I think like mid-season 3, but we had booked season 3 like 8 months in advance. It was crazy. Mm-hmm. But we're super stoked to finally have him here in season 4 because he's right from here. He's in our backyard and really making a lot of noise here in East Texas. Nash Next as well, right? In 2018.
Yeah, I was on Nash Next. It was a really good opportunity. I had a lot of fun. I lost to a blonde pop in a miniskirt, blonde pop singer, but it was cool. It was a really good experience. And
I would just like to say, please don't ever put on a miniskirt or go pop.
I got the hair, man. Yeah. I decided not to grow the hair out. Yeah, it was wild. I got up on stage and they called my name and everyone went nuts. And I was like, I didn't know anybody even knew me. So. Yeah. It was a really good experience. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, Nash Next is a really cool program. I think that's Scott Borchetta that runs that, right? With Big Machine Label Group.
Yeah, it's Big Machine.
I'm pretty sure it is.
That's an ordeal, too. I was talking to these people and the other contestants, and they was like, what do you sing? And I told them, Texas country, kind of Americana, kind of Southern rock. And they all sing pop music. And I was like, I don't really like pop, I'm not a fan of it. And he goes, why are you here? I said, what do you mean? He said, well, Big Machine record label, that's like pop music. I was like, well, I lost.
Yeah.
They ain't gonna pick me.
Well, I mean, the guy that won in 20, the last two groups that won weren't really pop. I mean, I guess they kind of had some pop elements, but
I don't know.
They were more country than pop, I think. I think last year it was Radio Romance, and the year before it was Todd O'Neill. Pretty good memory.
I don't know.
But both of those guys, like Todd O'Neill is from Louisiana. He's got a lot of that kind of... like funky or swampy kind of country music, but I guess there's some pop elements there too.
I remember that
being invited for Nash Next though is crazy.
I don't remember how the opportunity came up. I think my mom sent me, "Hey, look at this." So I sent in my song "Got to Get Away." That's on the record too. Yep. And they emailed me back and they're like, "Hey, look, you got selected," and it blew my mind. So
wow.
I went and did it, and it was a really good experience. I would recommend submitting your music to any opportunity.
Absolutely, because the more ears they hear you, the better chance you have of being heard by the right people.
It was really fun. I wasn't even upset I didn't win. Like, I had a really good time, and it was massive exposure.
Yeah. And, so listening to Luke's music, you can hear his music or purchase it too, but you can stream it on Spotify, YouTube, all those places, Apple Music, etc. You can buy it at iTunes and stuff. But we've been listening to you on YouTube for a while, getting ready for today.
Oh, Lord.
And just to listen to your record now and then hearing you live today, it's obvious to me that you have a lot of different roots in different kinds of music.
Absolutely.
So I'd love to hear how that happened for you.
Yeah, this goes back to when I was like 13. I was a rocker. Listen, I was a 90s rock. I like Blink-182. I like Weezer. The Offspring, You're Gonna Go Far, Kids, my favorite song all the time. I love it. And so I was gonna get me an electric guitar, and I recorded myself singing Weezer, and I found out an accent, and I cried. I threw my phone, I bawled, and I have never been rocked since. Years and years later, I got a guitar. I started into country, and so I already had a weird, style, and I just kind of mixed. I kind of mixed my rock side with any kind of country I can grab a hold of. Really, in fact, most of the songs I write start off rock songs, like kind of. I don't even know how to explain the genre it would start off as, and I just kind of form it into something else.
So, what are you listening to mainly now?
Now I'm into Tyler Childers and Turnpike Troubadours, William Clark Green,
wow,
Townes Van Zandt, and everything in between.
So it has changed.
Everything. Oh, absolutely.
But the influences are still there, like still bred into the rock when you're writing, especially.
Really,
is what you're saying.
Absolutely.
So how do you change it? How do you morph, the alternative side of you into what comes out at the end?
I usually have a really raspy voice, and I can really roar. So a lot of my songs are like that, and I just kind of, instead of roaring as much, I'll do something else. I don't really know how to explain it, to tell you the truth. A lot of stuff I'll start off with bar chords, power chords. Got my rock feel going, and then I'll transpose it to something else and put a different melody on it. A lot of the songs I write, they're completely different songs. I mean, completely different chords. And before I switch them over, to try to make them fit more of what I'm doing. And it ain't always like that. But sometimes I really do. I write a lot of rock stuff, and then just try to go with it.
Do you feel like music in the 21st century kind of helps you be who you want to be, as opposed to how it used to be, where you had to fit into a box, you had to be in a certain lane?
Absolutely. I don't even know what genre I'm in.
Yeah.
And I couldn't imagine them telling me, hey, you have to sing strictly country, strictly twang country or something. I couldn't do it.
Lucky for you, you're in Texas too, because there's dozens of different styles of country alone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What I really wanted, when I got into it, I wanted to do the red dirt thing. I wanted to hit the honky tonks. I wanted to be, and I still kind of do want to do the William Clark Green thing. That's one of my favorite artists. If I could tour with somebody, it'd be William Clark Green.
Okay.
Hands down. Love him.
Yeah, he's a great songwriter too.
But now I've gotten in, John's kind of pushed me into this era where it's not really, I don't really want to do honky tonks anymore. I want to go to the listening rooms. I want people to be sitting there listening.
I've noticed you
not
leaning
eating,
more
not
towards
drinking.
the listening room.
I like it when they listen. I like it when they actually hear my lyrics. And whether it's good or bad, they give me feedback on it. That's what I really like. Because I write a lot of stuff, and I try to be as lyrical as I can be. I try not to have any fillers, any lines that don't fit in the song. The way I want it to be is if you pull one line out of the song, it'll crumble. Like
it won't make sense.
Every word has to be perfect.
How'd you get there?
4 or 5 years with John DeFoore. 3 years. Like I said, I used to write pop, man.
Yeah.
It was bad. And John, he's just got away. I'll take him a song and he'll say it this way, and it'll just completely. It changes your outlook, and he'll send me home with homework. You need to listen to this artist and go listen to this artist. And the problem is I don't know any artists. Apparently, I'm terrible, because he'll say, "Hey, so and so," and I'm like, "No," and he just looks at me like he's gonna strangle me. And he's really broadened my horizons. I went from writing like this to writing like this. I've fanned out. It's not one direction anymore.
Nice.
I can write about girls. I can write about beer. I can write about the road. I can write about a bird.
The question is, can you write happy?
Oh yeah. I hope so. Here and there, I get that a lot too. I did this show down in Big Sandy, and toward the last song they said, "Can we get something happy?" And I was like, I don't know if I have any of those. Kind of hit me like a train, so I wrote some happy stuff. I feel like I'm better at writing darker songs. Yeah. It's just easier to get into. You can really pour yourself into a darker song.
Yeah.
There's all these emotions that can flow into it. And happy songs, I don't think I'm as good at it.
Well, they're fluffy too. You know?
They're always just cringy.
Yeah.
To me.
A lot of the times it's just like, even when Elvis was singing happy songs, like he looked bored to tears when he was doing the happy songs. You know what I mean? But when you get involved in one of those deeper lyrical songs, man, that's a better way to connect to an audience, because most people are listening to music because of emotions that are negative.
Yeah.
So with you, Did you have music in your family, or how was this all started for you?
My great aunts, my great aunt Linda, my great aunt Cleela, they're musical. They can play pianos, and they got the most beautiful voice you could ever hear. It's just so unique. Cleela used to sing with Neil McCoy down at Gladewater.
Okay.
And but that's about it. I decided I wanted to learn guitar one day. I was watching some movie, and there was some kid on a roof playing a guitar, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I want to do that. And I've been at it ever since, I guess.
So it wasn't girl related?
No, I had nothing to do with chicks. Not really. No, my dad, I kind of quit playing a little while, and my dad was like, and my dad takes complete credit for me playing guitar. He's like,
of
well,
course.
I took him and sat him down one day, and I told him, Luke, chicks dig it, and he's been playing ever since. That's not what happened, but he believes it.
Wow, Dad, you get called out.
Yeah, I'm telling you, go talk to him. He'll set you down and tell you all about it. I told him, chicks dig it. Now here he is.
Well, to be fair, when we had John DeFoore in here, that was the reason why he started playing guitar, is because he saw, apparently he was playing football, thinking football was the way to the girl's heart, and then he saw a guy walk through with a guitar on his back, just, a girl on each arm, and he was like, I picked up a guitar the next day.
John's wild, dude. John's got so many stories.
No, we were thrilled to have him here, man. And I'll be honest, I don't know if you saw the episode with him, but he dropped your name probably half a dozen times while he was here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so he was like, you got to check out Luke. I was like, we already know about Luke, John. We got this. But, yeah, he had high praise for you, man.
Thank you, John.
Very high praise.
Thank you, John.
But, yeah, we're sitting here with Luke LaPrade. It's not LaPadre or LaPrade or LaPrade or any of that. It's LaPrade.
LaPrade.
Remember, it rhymes with Brad. That's how, or Chad. Or.
Well, that gets me, too. They're like, Luke who? And I'm like, LaPrade. And they say, Luke Brad. I'm like, Yeah, it gets me, too.
Sad LaPrade.
Sad LaPrade.
There you go. Hey.
That could be a song, though.
Yeah, that could be a song.
Can I have that?
Yeah.
That's yours.
She gets a third.
It's fine. Yeah, you get a third. Sad LaPrade.
I'm leaving that in, too, by the way. That's going to stay in. But yeah, it's episode 309. We're totally stoked to finally have you here. Again, you're playing a lot of shows.
I try.
For a guy from out there in Wood County to play as many shows as you do, what is that like for you? Because I know that's a different side of the business, as being booker and all of that, and own management and that side of things can kind of be frustrating especially for a songwriter.
It wears me down. I took Austin Lane's advice on this. He said, Luke, if you want to do it, you want to make it, you got to sit down, you got to send 150 emails every day. Every day you got to send it out, and it does get annoying. What I do is I probably did it to you too. I bug them.
Yeah, you did.
I just keep bugging them until they either tell me no or yes. If they tell me no, I keep bugging them until they let me in or cuss me out. One of the two. And I think that's the best thing to do.
The balance between persistence and pushy.
Yeah.
And it's a tough balance, isn't it?
Somewhere in there. I might be a little too pushy.
Yeah, I think we are at times too. I think we are too, because I'm that way. Like if I want somebody on a show, if I'm a big fan of somebody, I'll give you a good example. Like Sundance Head, I'm a huge fan of Sundances. Bonnie Bishop is another one I'm a huge fan of. Never been on the show. I've talked to both of them, and one of them in real person, like face to face. And so it's like, okay, do I keep emailing them? And like, next thing you know, I have a restraining order, or, but it's like, how do you get them on the show without them wanting to kill you?
Yeah.
So it's definitely the same kind of thing. But yeah, you have to wear many, many hats as a musician nowadays. And, I know that can be highly debilitating for a songwriter. Just trying to get your music heard. And you pointed out earlier that, you're trying to go more listening room than honky tonk. Are you playing with a band too, or is it strictly solo acoustic?
So far, it's just me. I got my guitar, I got a little foot drum and a harmonica, and what they call a tobarine. So
a tobarine.
Tobarine. I got a story about tobarine. If you want to hear.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it. Tell me.
I was I was up in Canton playing, and I had this tambourine, and I was stomping on it, and these older women are all sitting around, and they're just hooping and hollering, tobarine, tobarine, And they'd come up to give me tips, but they'd stick it in the band of my tambourine. They wouldn't put it in the tip jar. That thing just loaded full of 20s. So I call it my tobarine, and the next time I see them, they said they're all going to have tobarines. They're just going to be stomping on.
So that stays in the car in the Canton trip.
Yeah, it stays in the car all the time. But
Yeah. You can't forget that if it's bringing your 20s.
Hey, I'm telling you, investing in tow rings about $8.
Bring it to Canton, Texas.
Yeah, it's gonna get wild. I think I was at Boot Hill.
Okay, up there is that on the mountain? Yeah.
Mhm. Eddie and Kelly, they run the place.
Yeah.
They treat you like family. So high respect for them.
It's cool because he plays venues I've never heard of, and I've heard of most venues in East Texas. This guy has brought some venues to my knowledge that I had never seen before, like Boot Hill. And,
Boot Hill.
I'd never heard of Salt Lickers before you started
Really?
playing there. You know, just all of these places that you play I think it's phenomenal because it's helping other artists get booked at those kind of places too.
Yeah.
So you're opening doors for other people if you even knew that.
Well, the same too goes for that. That's how I actually book a lot of gigs. If I see someone playing, I see Tyler Stokes, I see Austin Lane, whoever it is, I find out where they're playing and I message it.
Yeah.
So that's how I get a lot of gigs. I'm like, oh.
Have you seen our venue list on the webpage?
No.
I'll have to show it to you before you leave for sure.
I'll harass every one of them.
Oh, cool.
To get in
Just
there.
don't tell them you got it from our webpage.
Yeah. Boston told me to harass you.
No. Don't say that.
happening.
Don't say that. But yeah, it's we're 309 with Luke LaPrade again. LaPrade, sad LaPrade, and he's gonna play us another song. This one's called "Lay It All on Me." Is that the correct title?
Yes,
tell us a little bit about this song.
Lay It All on Me. So that was also a co-write. I went and did this crawfish party, and I wound up meeting Chance Pena. And if you don't know Chance Pena, season 9 of The Voice, check him out. He's just phenomenal,
incredible.
just incredible. And I wound up getting good friends with him, and I told him, I said, hey, let's write. And so I went to his house, and I did the same thing to him. I said, hey, man, what kind of ideas you got? Because, I'm fresh out. I like your ideas better. And he sang this line, and he said, lay it all on me, and I'll ease the pressure, I think is what he said. And, of course, the way he sings it just blows your mind. You're sitting back like,
Yeah, he's got a great voice.
I was like, dude, that's a great idea. We can kind of write it kind of as almost a mental health issue song. It's kind of about depression, kind of. If you really listen to it, it's you telling the woman, look, I can handle it. Tell me. And I got to think about it's kind of like Chris Stapleton's Fire Away. It's kind of the same idea.
Okay.
And we sat down and we wrote that song. It was written all about 15 minutes or so, and we recorded it. And if you want it, I'll send you the recording of Chance singing it. It's just absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, you'll have to email
and it's a
that
beautiful
to me.
song. It's probably one of my top 3 favorite songs ever. And on the record, Gabe Gruvera at the Robot Cave, I sent them, after I recorded it, I sent it to them, and they did all the instruments.
No, Gabe, he's with JB in them, right?
Yep, he's with JB. Yeah. And they put this beautiful Spanish guitar on it, I think. And I really encourage you to check out that song. It's absolutely beautiful. It's one of my favorite songs.
And we're excited to show you guys this song live and unplugged right here in the living room. It's Lay It All on Me by the one and only Luke LaPrade. Y'all check it out.
Baby, close your eyes, let time stand still. It's alright to tell me how you feel, 'cause you don't have to hold this weight alone. Let your burdens be known. Dark days will come and go. When they do, I hold you close and say, lay it all on me, I'm not afraid. I'm no stranger to the rain. Tell me anything, I'll love you to say. Let me ease your pain. And my heart will never wander. I will always be yours. Every day I will grow fonder, loving you old Jordan. And darker days will come and go. But when they do, I'll hold you close. So lay it all on me, I'll ease the pressure. Let me set you free, I'll be your savior. When the wind blows, I'll be your shelter. Shield you from the storm, I'll brave the weather. So lay it all on me, I'm not afraid. I'm no stranger to rain. Tell me anything, I'll love you the same. Let me ease your pain. So darling, close your eyes, let time stand still. It's alright to tell me how you feel.
All right, so once again, we are back with Luke LaPrade. It's episode 309. And you mentioned a few times writing a song solo as opposed to co-writing. And I feel there are pros and cons to both sides of that. For you, what are those?
Well, I really do enjoy co-writing. I just can't get anyone to write with me. You know, I was like, hey, let's write. And they're like, yeah, I'm good for these days. And we never book one. I write most of my songs about 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. And so when
minds work.
When I'm solo writing, I can really focus, you know, and I can really say what I want to say. When I'm co-writing, I tend to take what they say and then pick it apart and then put my own thing on it. So there's multiple ways. Your brain can only think of so much at one time, but if you got two people pitching ideas at each other and then they pick each other's ideas apart and it just comes one piece of work. Mm-hmm. I really do like co-writing. I think some of my best songs have been co-writes.
Yeah. One thing I did want to talk to you about that you mentioned in the email back to us, something we do religiously here, Louise and I, is listening to music in a way deeper than most people would listen to music. In other words, when you're listening to a song, and you mentioned this in the email, you're picking it apart. You're trying to figure out what the songwriter is intimating at with each lyric. Mm. That is something that we do quite often here on the show. What is that like for you as a songwriter? Because for me, I'm not a songwriter, but I still try to do the same thing, and I get excited when I think I've figured something out. So what's that like, just listening to music as a songwriter?
I think the only word really is inspirational.
Yeah.
Just getting to listen to what they say, and it's songwriting. John DeFoore told me this. Songwriting's not. I don't know how to explain it. It's about saying something that's already been said, but saying it different, because everything's been said. So you just got to find a new way of approaching everything. You know, instead of saying "I love you," you could say one of my favorite lines of all time is "As the deer pants for the water, so my soul longs after you." Mm-hmm. It's my favorite line. It's Christian. It's from a hymn, and it's just being able to just hear stuff like that and just trying to pick apart what they're saying, what it means. It's inspirational, if anything.
But do you like sit there and really pick it apart? Like, what do they mean by that? Like,
yes, yeah. I try, because sometimes you don't understand.
Yeah,
you know, it's like,
yeah.
What does that even mean?
Yeah,
yeah.
Man, we had an artist on the show that we are huge fans of named Lauren Alexander. I don't know if you're familiar with her work, but she's out of the Tyler area, and she's got a song called Wildflower. And I swear to you, we drove to Jefferson and back one day. And the entire time we were on the road, we were trying to figure out what the hell she was trying to say in the song. That's how deep this song was, you know, and the song, what the song is, and you'll have to listen to it. The song is a message from her to herself kind of like a warning almost, warning herself to stay away from certain things. But you wouldn't know that because, like, it's almost like her nickname for herself is Wildflower. It's crazy good, dude. Crazy good stuff. And I'm going to play it for you after when we go off the air. Yeah, I would love to listen to it. All right, so we're here with Luke LaPrade. It's episode number 309. Now, folks out there are hearing about you for the first time. Where can they follow along with everything you got going on social media? Where can they get your music, stuff like that?
You can get my music everywhere. Everywhere. My Facebook is Luke LaPrade Music. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter. I don't really have my music on it, just my gigs. But if you go to lukeLaPrademusic.com, I've got songs on there, all my shows are on there, all my news is on there. I got an email list you can sign up for. You can catch me on iTunes, you can catch me on Spotify, you can catch me on Amazon. Every platform that there is, I'm on it, except like Pandora, I think.
Yeah.
You can follow me.
And no eHarmony, right?
No.
Okay. Okay. Good. eHarmony is not good, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's LukeLaPrademusic.com. We'll put a link in the description down below for that. That way you can find his social media, links to his music, all of his tour information right there. And it's a one-stop shop for everything Luke.
It's the best place to go.
Yeah, so click that. That'll be down in the description below. Make sure you do that. Now, guys, we want to thank you guys for tuning in to the ETX Rock Show, episode number 309. If you're joining us for the very first time, we would love for you all to follow along with everything we have going on. We are located on all social media. You can find us at ETX Rocks. If you're watching on high definition video over there on YouTube, make sure you smash that subscribe button. That's the best way you can help us in everything we do. The webpage is www.etxrocks.show. You're going to find an internet radio playlist there with hundreds of songs, live performances right here in the living room, including Luke's. We'll get his on there as well. Also, you'll find all of our episodes from the past in that also. Over 12,000 hours of live content right there on the webpage, including interviews with people like Vince Gill, Ronnie Millsap, Whispering Bill Anderson, Joe Nichols, Aaron Watson, some of the biggest names you've ever heard, but also some of the best people you've never heard. So make sure you're checking that out. It's www.etxrocks.show. And as we've said on the show for 309 episodes now, we want to thank you guys out there for always supporting live music of all genres and all styles. And don't ever forget,
ETX rocks.
That's right.
Don't let your hair down. We ain't going anywhere. Let your head rest on my chest. Damn it, it just ain't fair. I can't get enough. So let the moonlight shine down high above us. Let the trees blow away everything but our love. I wanna lay you down. Let the rain fall down. Let our worries drown. Let our sins be cleansed as we come unwound. Ain't the brightest star shining in your sky. If you bet your wish on me, I'll come falling from up high. Don't it sound so fine? So let the rain fall down, let our worries drown. Let our sins be cleansed as we come unwound. Let your love be the fire in this torch I hold for you. The burning desire. Let's lay hope down. Let the rain fall down. Let your worries drown. Let our sins be cleansed. We're coming unwound. Let the rain come down.
From the unknown to the stars, from the couch to the car, from the unheralded and the unheard, to the legends and beyond, it's where we all belong. Yes, this is where it all starts. From every genre, from every plane, this is where the music's played. So tune right in, won't you bring a friend? This is where it all begins. Welcome to the show, let the music flow, of every style and creed. And you can bet your socks that ETX rocks. ETX